There are a couple of things that I don't think people quite understand. For starters, the United States federal government is completely out of control with regards to their spending. But more importantly, if you want to actually address the inflationary problems, issues with the money, you have to address their spending. It's not something that can be secondary. You have to address it. It's unavoidable. On top of that, even after Donald Trump being elected and we have been promised that this new era of republicanism, rubber already met the road. I don't think people understood that. And you got the same exact shit that you've been getting forever. OK, now let's talk about what influenced me to make this video. Thomas Massie, of course, posted not too long ago about the Supreme Court saying that Trump had to unfreeze $1.9 billion in foreign aid by the U.S. aides. Let's call them that. And Massie brought up a great point. He's one of the few House Republicans that are worth a damn. And after him, if we want to go to the Senate, it's even more slim. It's like Rand Paul, and that's just about it. OK, and he says that Republicans now control the House and Senate. Yet here we are facing a vote on a continuing resolution next week that will fund everything in 2025 as it was funded in 2024. The reason why things like that are allowed to happen is because people fall so much for the rhetoric as opposed to actually looking at the actions. This goes beyond simply just owning the libs. You have to address this problem, and very few Republicans are willing to do that. So I wanted to bring this up real quick, okay? The federal budget going into 2025 is $7 trillion, and I don't think that people understand just how many zeros that is. And back in February, Rand Paul proposed this amendment, that would cut the federal spending by $1.5 trillion. And that amendment was rejected by the Senate, and I believe the vote was 24-76. So just quick maths there. You understand how many Republicans voted against that. And of course, on the 21st of last month, they passed this sort of broader budget resolution, and there was only one senator that voted against it. You guessed it, Rand Paul. And before the vote, Rand Paul specifically asked, that, okay, we're saving all this money. It's been caught with DOGE. If you have to spend this money, why aren't you sort of repurposing that instead of increasing this spending by over $340 billion? And this is why DOGE is basically useless if you're not actually going to address the spending problem. You're just highlighting, which, again, in some cases can be useful by itself, how much money is being pissed away, but you're not actually addressing the spending problems. And I've done so many videos over the years talking about chicken shit Republicans, and this is what I'm talking about. You might not like the libertarians. You think they're unrealistic despite the efforts of the Massies and the Rand Pauls, but you got to stop focusing so much on optics and owning the libs if it doesn't turn into anything fruitful. As of today, when it comes to spending, it's the same old Republican Party. Of course, you're going to say it's going to take some time, but the guys that are voting are the guys that are voting. They're going to be in office for the next couple of years. And as of today, they haven't shown that they're willing to actually address the spending problem of the federal government. There's very few congressmen that are willing to address it head on. These are just the facts. There's a long way to go.